Hello again, everybody. This is Craig Evans, and thank you for tuning in to this installment of the Autism Hangout feature program series, Apps for Autism. The Apps for Autism boom continues, and that's great news for those of us that are dealing with the daily challenges of autism. Every day, more helpful apps are appearing at the Apple Store and beyond. And one category that's proving particularly helpful is augmentative and alternative communications. With me today is the developer of iclickitalk. It's an iPad-based communications program that's designed with the assistance of speech and language pathologists and feedback from special education teachers and parents. So Autism Hangout, please welcome today's guest, iclickitalk developer, Gianluca De Leo. Welcome, Gianluca. It's nice to have you here.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure, Craig. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, I'm always delighted to have people of your caliber on. I mean, you're a professor at Old Dominion. How did you get involved in autism, and how did you become a developer of a product like this?
Well, my research interest is in information technology, and I'm a bioengineer as a background, but my research always was involved in medical research, related studies. And recently I started working with children with special needs, not only children with communication disability, but also children such as with cerebral palsy, for example. And I'm always interested in developing tools that are affordable and that can really impact the life of these children and their parents.
Well, as a parent of a child, we appreciate the fact that you have an interest in these special kids. Now, when you set out to do this marketplace is already pretty crowded. You wanted to take a different approach. So I know that you enlisted several people to come in and tell you what might be best in a product like this. Can you talk a little bit about that research?
Yes, definitely, and this is a great point. As a researcher, I know that if you want to develop something that is successful and it can be used by a lot of people, you need to involve actually the people that are going to use what you want to develop on a daily basis. So I got in touch with speech and language pathologists, I got in touch with teachers with special needs, and I got in touch with parents who have children with communication disability. And I really was able in the last 2 years to grab a lot of information, and it is true that there are a lot of apps and a lot of software out there, and it is actually great for the parents. Finally, we are moving out away from the $7,000 device, and we are going to more cheaper and affordable for everybody. But I see that there was something missing out there, so my goal was to try to get in that niche and develop something that it can be used by everybody and can be helpful for a lot of people.
Excellent.
And Craig, I hope you like my accent, because unfortunately I can't turn it off, but my students like it, so hopefully everybody will like it too.
Well, it's very romantic. It adds a new twist to this. Let's take a look at the product. Okay, now I've got represented on the screen here, thanks to Skype, your desktop, but you're giving us an iPad demonstration.
Yes, so as soon as you download the app from the Apple Store, you have the icon here, you click on this, and you get on the first page of iclickitalk. Look at this, what I'm showing you now is a multi-student version, and you will see the reason why it's a multi-student. As soon as you click on the Start button, here you have the possibility to select a different student. So Craig, I'm going to open an account here, so you will be my new students.
Okay.
You can see how teacher can use this tool for more than one kid. It's important because each of the kids can have their own specific set of images. And it's also important because iPads are expensive, so teachers can actually share among themselves and work with different kids at the same time. So now that I have a student, Craig, I'm going to click on your name, and I'm going to create the activity that I call Talk.
Okay.
And as soon as I do this, I click on Talk, and this is the main screen of the app. That is actually the only screen that the kid will have to work with and will have to learn. What we created is here on the left, there are categories. So every time we click on a category, a set of images that belong to this category appear on the right side. So if I click on food, and then I go and I click on core, I have a set of images here. What you can do, you can just put one image over there. We call it the sentence strip. Any of the images that are here, when you click on Talk, just says the word, and obviously you can make this more complicated, and you can say
school, go, school.
For each of the activities, we have this button. This is a settings. And without going too much in details, you can see that I can disable the entire audio. So once the kid click on the image, the audio is completely off. This one was a good comment. The parent told me and said, you know, I have all these devices, but when I go to a church, then my kids start pushing buttons and become very noisy. So you can decide if you want to turn off the audio from the left or the right panel.
Sure.
It is true that iclickitalk comes with 70 preloaded images and audio, but you can change the image using images that are stored on your iPad or on your iPhone. And I do recommend doing this because kids, learn the picture of a banana, and that is the picture that they recognize. You can also access the repository that we have online. We have more than 500 pictures, so if you are free to just grab one and you put that in the system, and they are all for free. So you can customize it, changing the image. You can change the text below the image. You can write here whatever you want. So it is important that this is very important for people that want to use iclickitalk in a different language, because you can write whatever you want below in an image. And same thing, you can do recording your audio. You can record your audio, you can use your accent, you can use your different language, and you can really customize it as you want.
So clearly it's easy to use. And now that the child has played with it a while and has actually constructed some sentences and hands the iPad back to the professional, what can the professional learn from it? How do they go about analyzing what the child has done?
They need to know if the kid is using an image more than another one. They need to know if the kid is using an image that is a photo rather than an image that is a cartoon. And they need to make sure that they can monitor your progress over time. That every time the kid is clicking on an image, is storing this information. And the teacher can go back at any time, and they can decide to pick a time frame, and they will be able to see which image has been used and has been clicked more often. Right now it's available in English, in Italian, and it will be soon available in Spanish. 40% of all the sales so far actually happen outside the United States, although they purchase the English language.
Very good. And I know as a researcher you're paying a lot of attention to the feedback that you're getting from the field. What are some of the other things people are telling you about the product?
Well, every time I go to a school and I present this, I'm very careful in listening the comments that I get from them, especially after they have used the software for a while. And I can tell you that I keep changing it and add more functionality based on what really the teacher wants.
And I can tell you as a parent of a child, we very much appreciate the fact that you researchers are listening to us to help develop better product. Gianluca, where can people go to find this iclickitalk today?
The website www.iclickitalk.com is the main portal to the application. That's where you have a link to the Apple Store if you want to download the iPad or the iPhone version. And there is also a link if you want to download the Windows version if you are interested in having a software available for your Windows laptop or desktop.
That's very good. Very good. The fact that you've done it on so many platforms. Gianluca, thank you for what you're doing for our special kids. We certainly appreciate the fact that you're out there on the front line helping them live a full life.
Thank you very much for having me here, and thank you very much for what you do to us, and that your video are very helpful to a lot of people.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Autism Hangout. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be back again soon with another app for autism.